Don't fight it. It's time to go up a size.
This is the biggest.
This is the biggest.
Our biggest show. The Hodaki Big Show. With Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keezy.
Oh, g'day, you mad bastards. Great to have your company this Thursday afternoon, the 15th of June, 2023. And you, my friends, are listening to the Big Show. Hoyty J, Minogio, and Spare Keezy, you mad bastard. Live from Good George and Frankton. And Mogi, you absolute rogue stallion of a man. How's life?
Yeah, going pretty grouse, you sick son of a bee, you mad doggy, you farming backbone.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Hanging out here in beautiful Hamilton. We come here for the Fieldays today, and what a revelation it's been. Beautiful weather, backbones left, right and centre, and now we're down here at Good George having a few brews. How good?
Yeah, so good, mate. Actually, if you're in the area, come on down and do have a few brewskis, maybe a little punnet of wedges.
Maybe a braised beef brisket served on vanilla kumara mash with wilted spinach and jus.
Oh, how good.
Oh, yeah.
How are you going, Spare Keezy, you mad bastard?
Spare Keezy for the live. I'm growing great, thanks, mate. It's been a fun day out with you guys at Fieldays.
I tell you what, you know, the smell of silage in your nostrils there.
Yeah.
I was talking a little bit earlier, Mogi, to you, and spending the day together, it's been a revelation for me how many steamers you do in a day.
Yeah. No, I like to get in as many as possible. For me, it's, you know, getting out and about amongst the regions here. It's really a tour of toilets for me.
Yeah.
So today was beautiful. I got some photos of probably 18 portaloos and a couple of your standy bogs. This one here is not bad. Some nice urinals. Yeah. But there's been a couple of disaster zones, obviously, which you'd expect at field days. But by and large, pretty impressed.
Yeah, totally, mate. By the way, if you want to see how we got on at Field Days, go and check out our Instagram page at the Hodaki Big Show. But as always, at this time of the day, New Zealand, we want to know, where are you listening to the show? What are you wearing? Text us 3483, and in the meantime, let's kick off with a bit of Super Groove.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Super Groove there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Thursday afternoon, live from Good George and Frankton, Hamilton. By the way, if you are in the area, come on down, because we've got Backbone t-shirts to give away. We've got all sorts of stuff to give away. So get your ass down here. What are the people saying there, Spare Keezy, on 3483?
Don't start yet. On my way. And that's from the Pineapple King on 3483.
The Pineapple King.
Yeah.
Geez.
Sick bastard.
Yeah, he's a sick bastard, isn't he? Especially when he's on the fire water. What else you got there, Pugs?
At Mystery Creek in me Crocs, 3/4 denim shorts and fingerless gloves, talking chainsaws at the still tent.
Oh,
that's real backbone stuff right there.
Massive backbone stuff.
You want another?
Yeah, one more.
Big J here down in Christchurch in the same old Crocs, socks and high-vis polar fleece.
So good, mate. Well, I tell you what, we've been spending the morning and indeed the afternoon at Field Days, haven't we, Mogi? And what an absolute joy and pleasure it was reconnecting with the farming community out there. Bloody massive backbones that they are.
Absolutely. Well, you know, we sort of made the mistake last year. We got down there a little bit late. So this morning we didn't make that mistake. We left Auckland at 2 o'clock in the morning to make sure that we're there to line up from 6 a.m. this morning.
Mate, yeah.
You're out there with all the backbones that take Field Days seriously. I mean, Field Days is Coachella, really, for farmers.
For the rural community.
It's your Glastonbury for farmers. There's no music. All there is machinery, talking about weather, drinking beers, smoking darts and being a backbone.
Yeah, totally.
And we got out there impressive flesh with some pretty impressive bastards today, I'd say.
What really amazed me about the farmers out there, Mogi, was how well presented they were.
Yeah.
Lovely slacks, beautifully polished shoes.
Yeah, they clean up.
They clean up really the sort of tweed waistcoats.
Yep.
The cheese cutters. You shake their hands, smooth as a baby's ass, mate.
Yeah, that's
Soft as hell.
That's the thing. You sort of think with farmers that they're going to have rough, callous hands from working all day, but it's like they've never done a day's work in their lives. You know?
Yeah, because you were saying off air, Spare Keezy, weren't you, that, you know, because Mogi and I see farmers as the backbones of this country, but you were saying you sort of saw them in the bludger light, which I thought was, you know, a little bit. I mean, it's a bloody bold sort of attitude to have when you're in the middle of farmers to call them bludgers, mate. I mean, who the hell do you think you are?
You know, I don't remember saying that.
You'd had a few beers.
You'd had a few beers.
Yeah.
Been doing a bit of a Keezy on it.
Yeah.
Right.
But it seems like it's a pretty long bow to draw for somebody like you that sits behind a desk and sort of produces a radio show to call people that work outside in the weather all day, every day of the year, and call them bludgers. You know what I mean?
It's funny, in hindsight, I kind of see what you're saying. So that's sort of why I'm kind of questioning why I would say that.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
we were surprised.
My assumption was that you were steamed, because you'd go and disappear into tents all over the place, and I wasn't sure what was going on there. But what we're going to do, because it's a pretty horrific thing that you've said there, Spare Keesey, is put a poll out there, and on the text machine, farmers, backbone of the country or bludgers?
Backbone or bludgers. We'll take your text on 3483, and we'll also chuck a poll up on Instagram. You can get on there and have a vote, and we'll be deciding that probably by around about 6 o'clock. We'll have the official decision.
Yeah, the official decision. In the meantime, let's kick into a bit of Rage Against the Machine, why don't we?
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Oh yeah, you got to love a bit of Rage Against the Machine on a Thursday afternoon, live from Good George here in Frankton, Hamilton. And I tell you what, she's filling up quickly. Get your ass down here if you're in the area. We've got free Backbone T-shirts, heaps of other stuff to give away, so get yourself down here. Getting back to the Fieldays, Mogi, getting in touch. We put a poll out there, farmers, backbones or bludgers?
Yeah, that's right, because we were down there and obviously pressing the flesh of some pretty amazing human beings. Yeah, the backbones of the country, the farmers of this land.
Yeah, totally, mate.
And
Real
hard out.
And of course, Spare Keesey comes in with his naysaying and his hating and all that sort of thing. And we sort of thought, well, let's see what the people of this country think. So we're throwing that out there. We've got a few people have texted in on 3483 there, Spare Keesey.
Yeah, as usual, my alleged comments have appeared to have kicked the hornet's nest. Somebody said farmers are backbone. Somebody else said bludgers and whingers all day, mate.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you see, no.
That's a shame.
Bludgers only work 2 hours a day. That's another text there on 3483. Yeah, there's a few in here. Holy moly, somebody's not happy.
Yeah, I mean, what we saw out there was, as I say, backbones. These guys that are obviously worked very, very hard. A lot of the fellas out there, older boys, very red noses. So I can only assume that's from being out in the sun and backboning it all day.
Farmer,
is that right?
One of the things that I noticed actually was the very ruddy complexion of a lot of the very ruddy complexions. And as we were saying in yesterday's show, we've got a few hectares ourselves, Mogi, on our lifestyle block there. Run about 60,000 head of cattle. So we sort of know what we're talking about. We're not coming from this as city slickers.
Exactly right. We went out there and what was interesting, we went out to JCB there, didn't we? Machinery. God almighty.
Bloody, so good.
These bloody machines that they got out there now, they don't even have, so you got your diggers, you got all sorts of things going on
your
there
bulldozers.
now. Bloody useful for the farm. They don't even have seats in them anymore.
No. So
even if you wanted to do the work, you couldn't. So what it means now is the farmers just start the vehicle up and go back inside and watch TV. How good's that?
Yeah, I mean, it's very
It's not
different.
bludgeon, it's smart.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's totally, mate. It's just really smart. Not like back in our day, where it was all hands on deck. Everything was done by hand.
Yeah.
You've got these massive hoes.
What?
You've got these massive, hoeing machines. That dig up the thing.
That's right.
We used to hoe the land by hand.
Yeah,
didn't
exactly
we?
right. No, exactly right. But I mean, things have just progressed to the point now where, as I say, they're working that much smarter. And I think when you've got somebody like Spare Keesey here that's putting the boot in them, it's taking the piss a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I'd like you to. We should actually see if we've got any farmers here, and you can say it to their face, man. I'd like to see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Spare Keesey. It's disgraceful.
Well, I guess I would apologise if I made some alleged comments.
And the other thing, in terms of your cows there, Mogi, because we've got 60,000 head of cows, which we hand milk.
Yeah.
The highfalutin milking machines. I mean, how easy is it? You just shuck it on the teat there and go in and have a few cones of basil.
It's an absolute piece of piss, man, to be honest with you, man. But, I mean, look, fair play to them. They're doing it smarter. They know how to do it, so God bless them.
Yeah, totally. Keep those texts coming, by the way, on 3483. Farmers, bludgers or backbones. And if you're in Frankton, come on down and say good day and score yourself some free shit. In the meantime, here's a bit of Aerosmith.
Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Oh, yes, indeed. The Killers there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Thursday afternoon, live from Good George and Frankton, Hamilton. If you are at Good George and Frankton, Hamilton, give us a massive backbone, would you? Backbone! Yeah, now we're talking. Speaking of backbone, we've got the 10K tradie backbone shout-out thanks to Super Liquor, don't we, Mogi?
That's right, and that's where we're trying to get every trader to jump out there, grab the phone, get a video down at your work site or workplace of you screaming backbone. You send it in to us on the Instagram there at Hodaki Big Show, and you will be in the draw to win 10 grand. It's money for jam. Get involved.
Yeah, how good, mate?
Pretty good.
I mean, what could you do with 10K, mate?
Me?
Yeah, what would you do with 10K?
Yeah, I don't think you need to worry about what I'd do with it.
I reckon if I got a wodge of 10K, you'd just find me in a bathroom in a hotel room wearing a soiled robe.
Yeah.
There'd be a few bottles of stuff around the place. Maybe a little sort of residue powder everywhere.
Because you were saying off here actually that every time you get a hotel, the first thing you do is you grab the hand towel out of the bathroom and you put it beside the bed.
Well, yeah, that's just a habit I got into. I'm one of those guys that actually loves a hotel room, Mogi.
Yeah, I know.
I love the anonymity of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love the fact that you can be in your hotel room, just open up the curtains, get your kit off, have a nice hot steamy shower.
Oh,
you know what
steamy.
I mean?
Right.
Do a steamer and then just relax and watch a film on the bed there.
Yeah. You say that you like leaving it in as terrible condition as you possibly can.
Oh, yeah, totally. I think you've got an obligation if you're in a hotel room to make as much of an abomination of it, I've left some pretty devastating hotel rooms. I mean, it's very rock and roll, I think, Mogi, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I just won $10,000 cash, mate, I can't tell you where I'd go with that,
Pays the cleaning fee, doesn't it?
People would be trying to get hold of me.
Yeah.
I'd have the phone off. It'd just be hoity-J cutting loose, man.
Yeah, beautiful.
So make sure, actually, that you get involved in that because this is serious. All you need to do, whatever your trade, even if you're a sole trader, whatever your occupation, just make a video of you saying backbone at your workplace, tag us in it, or Spare Keezy. What else can people do?
Or you can send it to us in the DMs at Hodaki Big Show. If you want more details on how the competition works, just go to hodaki.co.nz. It's all there.
And try and use your imagination a little bit. It's not going to be drawn out of a hat. We will be choosing the best one. So, have it on us crack.
Look, and we don't mind a bit of nudity.
That's compulsory.
Whatever you want to do to sort of change it up a bit and make sure you stand out from the pack, just get into it and possibly win yourself 10K. Let's take a break.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Soundgarden there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Thursday afternoon, live from Good George and Frankton. Great to have your company if you're just joining us. Had a fantastic day at Fieldays today, and geez, I tell you what, Mogi, brought back some memories.
Yeah, some real characters there, eh, man?
Yeah, for sure.
It's Salt of the Earth New Zealand.
Yes.
Out there.
Yeah, bloody oaks.
They call a spade, I'd say.
Yes.
Or an effing spade.
Yeah.
Or a stupid effing spade.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff,
Yeah.
There was that old boy there that had been hanging out of the bar. Looked like he'd been there since 6 a.m.
Yes.
And Jesus, he reminded me of old Uncle Cyril. Remember
Cyril.
great Uncle Cyril?
Yeah, that old mad bastard. Yeah, for sure I do.
Yeah, he was this fella, Spare Keezy. He was, my great Uncle Cyril on my mum's side. And we had him living with us out on the farm there. He goes back generations, farming's in his blood.
Yeah.
Learn a hell of a lot off him, actually.
Yeah, we did.
But
initially,
got to the point where he was a bit of a burden man, bit slow moving and that.
Okay.
But he still felt like he was a young man.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. He was old and he was, hopeless bastard.
Well, you got to remember, Pugs, in his younger days, he was built like a brick shithouse, wasn't he?
He was.
And after that, as he aged, that had just all turned to, and he had all sorts of bone issues.
He did.
You know what I mean? A lot of arthritis in the hands and the hips.
Osteoporosis.
He'd had 2 hip replacements.
He had,
he'd had an ankle replacement.
That's right.
Had his teeth replaced.
Yeah, that's right.
Had a hairpiece.
That's right.
So he was a bit of a character for sure.
He was. He looked odd.
Yeah,
he looked odd.
And he used to like to wear the tweed waistcoat as well, and the cheese coat, very similar to what you're
Yeah,
wearing
that's
now.
right.
Yeah, right, okay.
But he was always coming out and trying to help us out, and sort of the upshot of that was he'd slow you down, man.
Yeah.
And I remember one day there, and we were saddling up the horsey. We're going to go out and do a bit of fencing up the back because there'd been some cattle getting out, and we thought there's got to be a hole up there somewhere. So settling up old Ratchasima there, and out comes old bloody Cyril. Where you going, boys? Where you going? Oh, Jesus.
Here we go.
Classic, yeah.
So I remember you, Jace, you gave me the old wink there. You said, have a gaze at this, and he starts trying to help us saddle up, but of course that's slowing us down, and you grabbed your lighter.
Yeah, I did, and I put it at the arse end of the horse there. My Ratchasima, that old bastard. Funnily enough, old Ratchasima was a grumpy old sod too.
Well, that was the thing, man. You didn't want to. The thing with old Ratchasima there is you didn't want to get at either end of it.
No.
You don't want to go anywhere near the head of the bastard. She'd bite you.
Yeah.
You don't want to go anywhere near the back, which should give you a kicking.
Not.
Totally.
So. You flung the old lighter down the back.
Down the back.
You said, Cyril, you can help us out, mate. You go and pick the lighter up. He sort of waddled around the back there and did douche.
Yeah.
Kicked his head clean off, didn't it? It went for bloody, must have gone 30, 40 metres.
Yeah. Into a pile of bricks.
Your uncle's head.
Yeah. Blood splurting everywhere, just spurting everywhere. Yeah. Jeez, it was hilarious. I just have those images of his head flying through the air and his teeth going in another direction. You know what I mean? And his cheese cutter just sort of going straight up.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Funny thing was, man, that's how he said he wanted to go.
Yeah. A kick to the head by my Ratchasima.
Yeah, that's right.
Just quick and swift.
Yeah,
and
it
sweet,
was.
No buggering around.
Yeah.
Oh, good on him.
Yeah. Miss him every day,
eh? Bloody oats.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
Yeah, welcome back, you mad bastards. Great to have your company this Thursday afternoon. The time is 4:53, and I tell you what, Moogie, it brings tears to my eyes to look around this room and see so many Backbone T-shirts out there, mate.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sight, isn't it? It's amazing how many bludgers there are that want to come down here and get a free T-shirt. I don't think most of them even know who we are.
Yeah,
but they've
exactly.
Heard there's free T-shirts going. They've all turned up, bless.
And all sorts of goodies going on. Because I tell you what, these Backbone T-shirts are like gold's dust, mate.
They are.
Usually cost you $150.
Yeah.
But if you come down to Good George, you get one for free.
For nothing.
I mean, I don't want to call the people in Good George bludgers.
Or cheap.
Or, cheap or anything like that. That would just be, wrong of us.
The only shame is that if you get the T-shirt, you got to wear it.
Yeah.
And there are a few people wearing it. But, looks pretty good.
Bloody
compared
good.
to some I'd see.
Speaking of stuff that looks bloody good, one of the places that we visited down at the Fieldays today, old Swan Dry,
Swan Dry.
Beautiful. And with that in mind, to all the listeners, not just here at Good George, but also around this great country of ours, we've got a $200 voucher to give away from Swan Dry. And all you need to do is text Swan Dry to 3483.
Can you spell Swan Dry for me, Jace?
SWANDRI.
Close
Might be
enough.
missing
that'll do.
Close enough.
But it doesn't matter. Even if you get the spelling wrong, just say what you think Swan Dry is spelt like to 3483.
Absolutely. Hey, don't forget, coming up after 5 o'clock, of course, we've got Tool Chat. So if you've got any suggestions for Tool Chat, then text us 3483 and we'll get into it after 5. Beautiful, mate.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Welcome back, you mad bastards. Great to have your company this Thursday afternoon, live from Good George and Frankton, Hamilton. If you're in the area, come on down and score yourself some free shit. Why don't you?
Yeah.
Now, listen, a big hour coming up. Also, keep those texts coming on 3483 for Tool Chat. If there's a tool that you want us to focus on today, let us know on 3483, fellas?
Yeah, and also if you want to win a $200... Is it 200 or 250?
Yeah, it's 200
Swan Dry voucher.
Yeah,
also text through Swan Dry to 3483.
Also, later on in the show, just because we're doing a live show, we're going to be giving away $500,000 cash.
Actually?
Totally.
That's second prize. First prize is $1 million.
$1 million cash.
So we're just waiting for that to get signed off. But apparently in the bar tonight, $1 million. So come on down.
Yeah, we're looking at about 5:45 announcing that. So if you are in the bar and you want the opportunity of winning $1 million cash.
Could be up to $5 million.
Yeah, I've heard it. That's what I heard initially, Mogi.
So,
$5 million.
Yeah, anybody want $5 million, then get on down to Good George here.
You never know your luck. In the meantime, let's kick off with a bit of music. Bit of Weezer to tickle your fancy.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Weezer there on the radio, Hodaki Big Show this Thursday afternoon, live from Good George in Frankton, Hamilton. Hey, you know, it was amazing, Mogi, being at Fieldays today and, you know, getting in touch with the rural community because, as you know, in my bloodline, my rural roots go way back.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of people won't know. A lot of people won't know this, actually, but my great Uncle Lanny, he actually invented milking cows.
Really?
Yeah, because previous to that, cows, farmers kept cows basically as pets, or just to keep the grass down.
Yeah.
And he was looking at a cow one day, just chewing on its cud there, and he had a little bit of straw in his mouth, and he thought to himself, and he was looking at the fulsome, bloated udder there, thinking, I wonder what would happen if I squeezed one of those bastards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he got himself a little tri-stool, and he sat himself underneath the underbelly of the cow there and just started squeezing the teat there. And lo and behold, he was like, what the hell's coming out? I mean, he was a little bit thrown initially. He was like, what is this substance? And then he sort of put a little tip on his finger there and had a little taste and went, my God, that's delicious. I could put that on my Wheaties.
I believe initially they weren't calling it milk, they were calling it white gold.
Yeah, white gold.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But it was a crazy thing. So back then, Spearkeasy, they were a bit thick, the old farmers and people in general, and they didn't realise that you could actually milk cows.
Right, okay.
So they would just have huge amounts of land, tens of thousands of hectares with 70,000, 80,000 head of cattle on it, and all they were doing was just keeping the length of the grass down because they couldn't be bothered mowing the bastards. Is that about right?
Yeah, that's right.
And was it great Uncle Lanny, was it?
Yeah,
great
Uncle Lanny, and it wasn't an easy transition because once he discovered the white gold, by milking the cows, he had a lot of stuff that he had to go. A lot of people thinking he was a perverted bastard. You know what I mean? Fiddling with the animals.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, but look, just squeeze down here, have a taste of this bastard. Yeah. It's beautiful, mate. And then it caught on like wildfire, and thus the idea and the concept.
Look at us
milking
now.
Cows. It's the backbone of this country. Spearkeasy.
So you said was it your great or your great?
My great Uncle Lenny,
Okay, right. You have to forgive me. I'm looking at Google here. It says milk kind of came around about from cows in 8,000 BC.
8,000 BC?
8,000 BC.
This is the thing about Google, man. You can't believe everything you read, Spearkeasy. The world didn't exist in 8,000 BC.
And I tell you what else didn't exist in 8,000 BC. Google. All right? So just keep your Google to yourself there, thanks, Spearkeasy. My great Uncle Lanny invented milking cows, all right?
Yep.
We'll just leave it at that. In the meantime, let's have a bit of the old raconteurs, shall we?
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
The raconteurs there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Thursday afternoon, 12 minutes past 5 o'clock. If you're wondering what the hubbub is, we're down at Good George and Frankton and Hamilton. So if you're in the area, come on down and say g'day, why don't you? Just on our poll that we've got on our Instagram account at the moment, are farmers backbones or bludgers? She's pretty tight at the moment, Mogi. 59% saying backbones, which is what you and I think, and 41% saying bludgers, which is what Spearkeasy thinks, which is pretty bloody atrocious.
Yeah, that's right. I'm surprised 41% think they're bludgers.
Yeah,
I guess you've got a powerful voice. You're swaying a few people out there, Spearkeasy.
Yeah, totally, mate.
Yeah, disgraceful. Hey, we're out there at Fieldays today, and what I love about getting out there to Fieldays is a sense of community, man.
For sure.
I think farming can be a sort of a lonely pursuit. You can find yourself out there on the land in the driving rain and the snow and the sleet and all those sorts of things, and you can feel very much like you're a man alone or a family alone. So this Fieldays is fantastic for bringing the community together, and part of that, you and I have signed up on this, Jace. Of course, we've got a lifestyle block, 6 acres with 47,000 head of cattle on the bastard there, and just working the land. And what we've got on that is we got ourselves onto this networking app.
Yes, bloody great it is too.
It's fantastic, and so you can sort of communicate with other backbones out there about sort of what they're up to in their lives, and sort of getting a little bit support.
Yes, which is vitally important, mate.
Absolutely, it is, man. It's sort of an app for hustlers.
Yeah.
For people that are grinding every single day. And
Go-getters.
Go-getters,
Yeah.
and we were out there at Fieldays, and it sort of works on a proximity sort of a thing, and it sort of gives you a ding every time you're close to another backbone out there or somebody else on the network. And I tell you what, today it was absolutely going off.
Oh,
man.
mate.
Ding, ding.
That's cool, because farming's been around for so long.
What? Yeah, farming.
So the technology sounds like it's come a really long way.
Mate, I've never had my phone ding like I had it ding today.
Yeah.
You know, and I was swiping right, swiping right.
Swiping right.
What's it called again?
It's Grindr.
Oh, Grindr.
Yeah, it's for those people out there that are grinding every day. Back, you know, to the grinder. Grind into the bone.
Yeah.
So, she was absolutely pumping out there today. So it's great to have that kind of a support network available to you. And I was surprised, man, but there's been some fantastic conversations coming through on the chat there. Some really nice blokes, largely men.
Yeah,
largely men.
In my case, it's all been men, you know, that have contacted me.
Yeah.
The only weird thing about it was they want to meet in sort of weird places, you know. In weird places behind the sheds or something like that. And I was like, why don't we just meet at like the Good George bar there or something like that? Oh, no, rather around the back of the shed there, or there's some tractor stuff out the back we can meet. And I was like, I don't mind. I'm open to it.
There's 23 Portaloos over there.
There was a lot of... I've never met so many men in my life, Mogi.
At a Portaloo?
At a Portaloo, behind sheds, but seriously, if for all those men out there that are go-getters, you know,
hustlers, grinders,
that want to get, you know, connection,
a little bit of support with other men,
support and connection, get on it, man. Grindr, man. It's called Grindr.
That's the thing, man. They say that men don't want to talk to each other. Jesus, these bastards don't shut up.
Yeah, they wouldn't shut up.
Every bastard's tagging me and hitting me up and dinging me and poking me and all sorts.
Yeah, mate, I've never been poked by so many men in all my life. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is Grindr? Can I just ask?
Yeah.
When you spell Grindr, is it Grindr or is there no E and it's just Grindr?
I haven't noticed.
I don't know. I just know that it's called Grindr.
There's another app out there that is called Grindr that sort of sounds like what you're talking about.
Right.
It's sort of not so much for farming as it is for more social meetings and stuff.
Cool. No, this is for,
I'm wondering if that's not the same
this is
one.
For hustlers, so this
this
is the go-getters.
And it's only men that you...
Yeah, well, mostly men not 100% of men are farmers, and that's just how it's worked out so far.
Yeah.
But I can't recommend it highly enough.
It has been the most prolific that my Grindr's ever gone off. Let me put it that way. Was at Fieldays.
Hard out.
Met some lovely fellas too.
I'm pretty sure it's a dating app.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So get on it if you want to make those connections out there in the meantime. Oh, look! The Pixies!
The Hodaki Big Show. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
It's Tool Chat.
Bang, bang, bang.
Screwdriver. With Jason Mike.
Yeah, g'day, you mad bastards. Welcome along. We got more going on there. Tool Chat. You got to forgive me there, Mogi. My computer absolutely shat its pants there.
Oh, yeah.
Some filthy bastard, I think it might have been old Keezy over in Fiji there, straight onto the porn there on the old computer, just the most filthy, disgusting porn I've ever seen in my life, you know what I mean? And so she's momentarily distracted. I mean, some of it wasn't too bad, but just parts of it just threw me right off bloody kilter, mate. And I know we're supposed to be talking about tools, but bugging me down, mate. She's bloody hard to talk about tools when someone's just banging away like that. I mean, this is just absolutely bloody disgusting, the stuff that the kids watch these days. I mean, look at it. I mean, he's going at it hammer and tongs. I don't even believe what the hell I'm bloody looking at here. You know, just going like an absolute bloody jackhammer at the moment. It's just disgusting. Speaking of which, the old tool...
Just speaking of the old kids there, I'm just conscious that there's a few here in the bar.
Oh, yeah, look, I'm not going to show them what I'm looking at there, Mogi, but, by God. Speaking of tools and jackhammers...
You described it pretty well.
But, you know, the tool we're going to go to is the jackhammer, mate.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the old jackhammer.
Yeah, the old jackhammer there, it's a bloody hell of a tool, isn't it? And it's the sort of thing, man, that, I roll out of bed in the morning, I spark up the durry from last night, and I suck back the last of the bottle of vodka that's on my night table there as I look at the empty space in the bed beside me, which is exactly where she used to lay. And I've got a banging bloody headache, and I get myself down to the work site, and the only thing can get the thought of her out of my head is 8 hours on the end of that bloody jackhammer, mate.
Look, mate, I've got to totally agree with you. You know, you wake up in the morning there, you've been on the piss all night, you've been having basil bowls all over the place, bucky bongs, you've been needling it up, you know, you feel like absolute crap in the morning, you roll out of bed in your soiled undies there, and you only got one sock on everywhere, and you wet yourself, and, you have another couple of bowls, and as you say, you finish off that bottle of vodka you started, the second bottle of vodka that you had. And I tell you what, mate, I think about Darlene and all the times we had together, and, I can't help but, lose the plot a bit. And I tell you, if you want to just get your head on straight in that situation, just get your ass down there to the site and get on that old jackhammer, and that'll shake some sense into you, mate.
Yeah, bloody oath it will. Of course, by the time you get up to around about hour 5 there and you're thinking about Darlene, you're thinking about how she run off with that bloody apprentice Jaden, then you start thinking about how he's a young buck there and bloody jackhammer's the first thing that comes to your mind, and you want to get that thought out of your bloody head, don't you, the son of a bitch?
Yeah, you're just looking at that little bloody bastard, you Jaden, that little apprentice going at it like a rabbit, aren't you? Yeah. I know what you're saying, mate, and and then you catch your reflection of yourself in the portal, little bloody mirror there, and you're all bloodshot, bloody eyes,
tears streaming down your face there, mate.
Your broken bloody veins all over your nose, your snot coming out there because you can't control yourself. God, and that bloody J-Day going at it like a bloody rabbit, mate. God, it breaks your heart all over again, doesn't it?
Bloody jackhammers are good though, eh, boy?
Yeah, bloody good.
Yeah, bloody good, boy.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Silverchair there on the radio Hodaki Big Show this Thursday afternoon. The time is 5:38, live from Good George and Frankton, Hamilton.
Yeah.
It's going off.
It's pumping.
It is going off.
Can you hear that? Absolutely raging out there.
Now listen, we've got an amazing prize coming up. Would you like to go
home?
At some stage. Okay. We can do that.
Shall we do that?
Would you like to go to France for 7 days and 7 nights, have it all fully paid for with the ACC? I know you wouldn't be.
Not with the ACC.
Those filthy bastards. That sounds terrible. Yeah. So what we're going to do... Is there anyone here at the bar at the moment that wants to go to France for 7 days and 7 nights with the ACC?
Now this...
Hey!
All of them want to go.
That's an entire table there that's now in the draw to go to Paris with the ACC.
Yeah. I tell you what, actually, travelling with the ACC, she's always good times, Mogi.
Is that true?
The ACC boys are very fond of their beersies.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And I'm a bit filthy that you and I, being members of the ACC, aren't going to France ourselves, mate.
No, exactly. There was no invite extended whatsoever. And it always seems to be the same people that go on these trips.
Yes.
i.e. not us.
Yeah.
You know?
Mind you, having said that, we were talking about this yesterday. I mean, I'd be quite keen on going to India or something like that.
How good would India be? Yeah. Because there's no drinking over there.
Yeah, no drinking.
Yeah.
Exactly. Go and check out the street food and all that sort of stuff.
Street food's really good over there, man.
Yeah, mate.
You come back ripped as. You're having some issues with your computer again.
My computer's just gone down again. And
no, it's there.
There's someone else tutuing on the end of it there. But if you do want to get involved in the ACC, what do you have to do there, Pugs?
All you have to do is text Paris to 3483, then wait for us to give you a call.
Yes.
And then when we do call you, we'll ask you, hey, do you want to go to Paris with the ACC and Export Ultra? And your answer has to be, oh, yeah!
But a powder finger for you.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Split ends there on the radio, Hodaki. Big show this Thursday evening. What's the time there? 5:46 now. We're live from Good George down here in Frankton and Hamilton. We went to Fieldays today, and one of the great things we did was meet the good bastards at JCB. How you going?
Great.
Yeah, we've got Brett here from JCB.
I'm one of the good bastards.
Yeah, you're one of the good bastards, mate.
I've been to some of my colleagues.
We had a bloody great time down at JCB. You've got some pretty big units that you're shifting up that way.
We're still talking machinery?
Yeah, machinery. Yeah. I mean, there's some big guys as well, but diggers.
Yeah. What else was there, Jace?
Those roly-poly things.
Steamrollers.
Steamrollers.
Yeah, but they're just rollers, I think, now. They don't operate on steam anymore.
Cranes and that.
Yeah.
I didn't realise you had a background in construction.
Totally, mate. I mean, Mogi and I are backbones. We talk about the fact that, we've got 80 hectares out the back there. We've
6 hectares and 80,000 head.
80,000 head of cattle, mate. And one of the things that we realised, because we were pretty old school, hands-on kind of dudes.
Yeah.
But if you've got the right equipment, Brett, then it makes the job so much easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. And JCB makes some good kit.
Yes, they do.
I saw you guys having a bit of fun out there.
Yes.
Bit of...
played in your sandpit. You had a sandpit.
Yeah, we played in the sand. Here's the amazing thing, Brett. Here's the amazing stat. There was a recent OECD report that came out, which talked about how long each profession spends actually doing work
over the course of a day.
Over the course of a day.
Yeah.
Now, back in our day, when Mogi and I were working the land, farming, we were working probably 97% of the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Really.
Now, because of the equipment that guys like you at JCB get, it's now been found out that farmers actually only work 11% of the day.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh, I know, it's unreal, isn't it?
We couldn't believe it.
The productivity's gone up, and yet they're working less.
Benchmark, what do you think radio announcers?
99%.
99. This is the crazy thing about radio announcers. We work 99% of the time.
Yeah. Right.
And that's not even talking about the preparation we put into this stuff, mate.
Right.
Yeah.
Prep on top.
There's a lot of prep.
Yeah, what I'm saying to you, Brett, is because of the stuff and the equipment that you're making farmers' jobs that much easier.
That's the plan.
Yes.
That is certainly the plan.
So, I mean, what sort of prizes are we looking at? I saw a bloody great crane out there. What am I looking at there?
Well, depending on how bloody great and how bloody big the crane is.
Well, it was big, Brett.
Like sort of $250,000.
Cool. Oh.
You can afford that, man.
Yeah, I could probably, whack that out. No worries.
No worries at all.
$99 a week.
$99
a week.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
What's your credit like?
My credit.
It's about as good as his driver's license.
Yeah.
Not worth the paper it's written on.
But seriously, how are you guys doing? I mean, obviously, like everyone else, you went through COVID and stuff. That probably didn't help you. But how's things at the moment?
Oh, it's pretty good actually. Obviously, the country's sort of. Probably, we actually COVID was pretty good for agriculture and construction, to be fair. But we actually found the feeling out in Fieldays pretty good. I think having the sun's out is probably pretty good. I think it's probably our driest spell of the year so far.
Do you do good business in the old Fieldays?
Oh, look, it's about connecting with our customers and having a good time with them and showing them some new kit. Whether or not we write huge amounts of business there, it's about sort of gathering leads and starting the relationship. Yeah.
Speaking of connecting with your customers, old Mogi put me onto something, an app you can get. It's called Grindr. And we connected with all sorts out there, didn't we?
No,
all
absolutely. It's a bloody great thing for networking with a bunch of other backbones and hard-working New Zealanders, and we made some incredible connections.
Yeah. So, as I say, you do good business when you do field days. I mean, is it more about getting in touch with your customers or selling stuff, or both?
A bit of both.
Bit of both,
ideally, yeah. Depending on the way the economy's sort of running and the industry's going. But no, it's about connecting with our customers and trying to build those relationships, showing them what we can do for their businesses and make things easier.
Yeah.
But look, hey, if we can get pen to paper, that's ultimately the aim of the game.
Sweet as. Hey, well, Brett, it was an absolute pleasure coming down and seeing you good bastards at JCB. Scored a hat.
Yeah.
Scored a free coffee thermos.
Rose Jack moment.
Oh, the Titanic moment there on
that
Instagram.
Was great.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what Brett is talking about, go and check our Instagram page out at Hodaki Big Show, and we've got all our JCB action down there. So, Brett, thanks for coming in, mate, and all the best in the coming years for you fellas.
Thank you, guys.
Good on you, mate.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Oh, there you go, a bit of Arctic Monkeys to round off the 5 to 6 hour. Now, we did a poll earlier in the show on our Instagram account. Farmers, backbones or bludgers? Obviously, Mogi and I... very much. Oh, there you go. There's the porn on my video. But anyway, obviously, Mogi and I, we believe that farmers are the backbone of the country. Old Spear Keesey here, he was saying that he sort of felt they were a bit bludgy. So we put it out there on the Instagram account. What was the final tally there? Are farmers backbones or bludgers?
So according to the poll, 41% feel that farmers are bludgers.
Right.
Yeah.
Which leaves 59% for backbones.
Yeah, that's right. As it should be. That's as it should be.
It is as it should be. How do you feel about that?
I feel great because I always agreed that they were backbones.
Leave it there.
Yeah, we'll just leave it there, You've stood in it already, mate.
Sure.
Hey, listen, there's plenty more coming up after 6 o'clock, so make sure you stay tuned. And for all the people that are down here at Good George at the moment, we've got some vouchers and stuff to give away.
Some vouchers,
Hey, we'll be doing that while you guys are listening to us at home. We'll speak to you after 6.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Yeah, welcome back, you mad bastards. Great to have your company. Hope your Thursday evening's going along tickety-boo, and I can tell you what, it's going off at Good George here. And I've got to be honest with you, Mogi, I'm a little bit worried about escaping with my life at the moment. The party is that good.
Oh, it's bumping, mate. It's bumping. Yeah. People are absolutely off their heads here, and it's been a long day out in the sun for a lot of them, having been at field days.
Yes, for sure.
Oftentimes they'll sort of start at the crack of dawn there, out with their milking, get a few beers in, then off to field days where they'll get a few beers in, and then they sort of finish up there and come down here and get a few beers in.
Yeah. And then they go out and get a few beers and down the road, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then they've got a few beers at the hotel room that they've booked. In them. How are you doing, Spear Keesey? Because, of course, you're in charge of driving us home. I've noticed you've had a few beersies. You all right there?
Mate, I'm flying. I'm having a great time.
Well, I don't want to know that
nervous.
You're flying, Spear Keesey.
Flying's probably the wrong...
You're driving us home.
Probably the wrong adjective. Well, I mean, legally I am able to drive, so I'll do that.
Are you on those zeros?
Oh, I'm on and I'm also on a full licence as well.
So have you got a full licence?
Yeah, I've got a full licence.
Oh, showing off, are you?
Yeah.
Just on that, go and check out our podcast outro where we discuss my licence situation, and I've just had a little gander at my current licence, and I don't want to go into it and give myself away on air here because, you know, I often have to go through through cop stops and stuff like that, so I don't want them going, Hoodie J, show me your licence.
Yeah, sure.
All right? Hey, now, next up, what we're going to be doing is speaking to Josh, who's one of the kingpins of Good George.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Bit of sex on fire for you there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show live from Good George in Hamilton. And speaking of Good George, we've got Josh, you mad bastard, from the Good George. Josh, what's your official title, by the way? I didn't catch it earlier on.
Yeah, so my official title is e-commerce and digital marketing manager here at Good George.
Stretch. Bloody hell, eh?
Really?
Get right up on that mic, mate.
I wear a lot of different hats here every single day. So
How come you chose that one?
Yeah. What's that one?
Just
that you're running?
I run a hat every day just so I don't have to do my hair.
Right, yeah. I know what you're saying,
That's
Josh.
the secret behind wearing a hat.
I'm wondering with a setup like this, this magnificent brewery that you've got going on here, mate, do you have samplers?
Yeah, definitely. We have paddles that we can send out to all the customers. So.
No, I mean, do you have someone that has an official job as the sampler of your good? I mean, like Mogi and I would quite happily volunteer our services for that sort of stuff.
We actually do have a quality control officer.
Yes.
And he does sample all the beers for us.
Yeah, right.
Right, okay.
His official title is, I drink to work.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Does he have to spit it out? Is he a spitter?
On any kind of given
vary
day,
a little bit.
Feeling like it may be a mid-Tuesday, Wednesday, you might swallow.
Yeah. Very nice. Well, I've got to ask you, Josh, because it's such a great setup that you've got here at Good George. I was saying at the beginning of the show, actually, with these beautiful stained glass windows and the sun sparkling on your beautiful bottles of gin and vodka over there, I was finding it very, very triggering. How's Good George going? I mean, how's the business?
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a bit up and down with COVID times and all that, but we're over the other side of that now, and everyone's loving a drink or two. Award-winning gins, I might add.
Yeah, and it's a hell of a huge operation here, isn't it? I mean, you seem to take up a couple of blocks. We went on a tour last time, and we ended up crossing a road and going into a second warehouse over the road there that was also rammed.
Yeah, so we're about to
over there.
We're about to expand again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Where you going?
Well, we've got more warehouse space. So
Have you really?
More blocks.
Bloody beautiful.
We'll be the heart of Frankton in no time.
The heart of Frankton, that's good.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering too, Josh, it just seems a shame that if Mogi and I and Spare Keezy leave here, it'd be a shame not to take some of your produce with us, to sort of give out and about and sort of really get the Good George name out there, mate. So what are the chances of us scoring something?
Yeah, I think we could, roll some produce out to you guys to give to the lovely people.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
A good idea.
I mean, it's not for me, obviously. It'll be just for mates and stuff like that.
Maybe Terry?
Oh, yeah, Terry likes a gin, Josh. He loves a gin.
Yeah, right.
Hey, well, listen, thank you so much for having us here at Good George, as always. It's been a hell of a good time, and congratulations on you guys continuing to expand and grow, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
Pleasure.
Hodaki Big Show podcast.
The Radio Hodaki Big Show live from Good George in Frankton, Hamilton. But right now it's time for What's on the Telly with Mike Minogue. Good times. That actually was quite harmonic, fellas.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yes, turn that down a little bit of my ears. That music's pumping, man.
It's a tune, though.
God,
it is a tune.
Well, we're trying to drown out the party noise.
Yeah, it's going off. I didn't watch anything last night.
Cool.
Although I have in the last couple of nights. I'll tell you what I watched the night before if you want to know.
Yeah, sure.
I watched bloopers from Season 2 of the TV show that I hate, Afterlife, with Ricky Gervais.
What season?
Season 2. I hate the show, but I like the bloopers.
Yeah,
and actually last night I watched Reels on Instagram for about an hour. Some funny Reels.
Funnily enough, Mogi, actually, I didn't watch anything on the TV last night either. I watched YouTube village cooking videos.
Oh, village.
Yeah, and basically what I think I've explained this before, village cooking is just Indian villagers cooking curries.
Oh.
In these massive pots and pans.
I've seen those.
And I love it, mate.
Right.
I could sit for hours watching village cooking.
And
He
did you?
scoops the salt.
Oh, yes, I did.
Flicks
Yeah,
it
right.
out into the
Yeah.
big pan.
And then, then I made love and went to sleep.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went to the gym before I watched village cooking, obviously, and then I watched village cooking.
Well, when
and
you've
then
been to
I
the
made
gym,
love.
you work up an appetite, don't you?
Well,
so you
yeah.
go and watch some cooking videos.
Exactly.
And then,
Yeah.
Video.
What did you watch there, Pugs?
I'll give you one guess, brother.
Love Island.
That's the one. I managed to squeeze one in. I was home quite late after yesterday, and I wanted to get an early night. So
you managed to squeeze one in.
What do you mean? It's pronounced squeeze one out.
Oh, sorry, squeeze one episode of Love Island out via TVNZ Plus.
Yeah, great stuff. Well, there you go. What's on the TV with Mike Minogue? How good. Yeah.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
The Strokes there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Thursday evening. Hey, now there is a hell of an event coming up on the 28th of June.
That's the one.
A day in lieu, fellas, where the whole Hodaki team is going to be at, what tavern is it again? The Empire Tavern.
That's the one.
From 6 a.m. in the morning till 6 p.m. at night, raising money for bowel cancer, Mogi.
Yeah, mate. It's a bloody good cause. Seeking leading cause, I believe, fatalities, I don't know what you want to call it there, but it's the second worst type of cancer to catch in New Zealand. So raising some money to raise awareness. Are we raising awareness or are we curing it? What's our goal here?
Yeah, I think it's raising awareness and raising some money
to cure it.
It was interesting because, since we've been down and we've spent the day together, which we very rarely do, how many steamers you did today?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what's going on there, mate?
Well, the first one was all talk. I couldn't get one out.
Oh, because because I was standing next to you in the bog next to you, and you were going, "Close your ears, Hoodie J, close your ears." So maybe you got
and you ended up standing on the toilet and looking over the top of the cubicle.
Well, I was curious because it was grunting and there was nothing else.
It was disgusting, man. Yeah. It was disgusting. But the good thing about being down there at the Empire Tavern is there won't be any cubicles. We'll just be sitting on the toilets. You'll be able to see me whether you want to or not.
Arch your back and squeeze one
supine spine.
But seriously, though, as I mentioned, the whole Hodaki team is going to be there. Angelina, Prebz, the Breakfast Boys, and, of course, the Big Show. So make sure you come along and be a part of it. And in order to make a donation of $3, all you need to do is text 3493. And I'll repeat that because people might be thinking 3483. No, text 3493. And that's an immediate $3
the key word
donation.
to text is Lou.
Oh, Lou.
L-O-O. Lou to 3493.
So come on down on the 28th and be a part of it. I'd love to see you there. Thanks, mate.
The Hodaki Big Show. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Well, there you go. She's done and dusted for your Thursday evening. It's been a hell of a day down here in Hamilton. First the Fieldays, then finishing off here at Good George and Frankton. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing the show to you. Mogi, we've got our drive home and then straight to bed for you, I'm picking.
No, mate, I'll be up to all hours. Mum's just turned up from the Hawke's Bay, so we're going to go out and get on it.
Oh, yeah, nice. How is Marge?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, right, you haven't seen her yet?
I haven't seen her yet. She got there today to an empty house, so you get back there. She's been on the hammer since about midday, so God knows what I'm going to walk in and see.
I tell you what, your mum on the firewater, she is an absolute hoot. Pugs, obviously, you're good to drive us home, mate?
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking I can't be asked going to my car. Can you just drive me straight home?
Yeah, I could probably do that in the station car. That'd be no worries, mate. You're out west, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm out west. Mate, you want to get dropped straight home, Mogi?
Drop me off home and then go and pick my car up and bring it out and make sure it's outside the house for me when I wake up tomorrow morning. Good on you, mate.
Yeah, that'd be good too.
No worries.
If we could pick up some Burger King on the way home, that'd be good too, actually.
Oh, what for?
Well, just to eat.
Don't you mean...
Yeah, one of those. Hey, no, seriously, it's been a pleasure bringing you the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you tune in tomorrow's show, Friday Throbber, of course. Until then, we'll see you later.